There aren't many stories as intense in the complex web of royal connections as the one involving Princess Anne and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. According to recent allegations made public by Princess Diana's former seamstress, Anne told Camilla rather plainly, "You're not queen." It is believed that the royal family's long-standing conflicts, particularly those about acceptance and position, are reflected in this dramatic speech. Princess Anne has always tread carefully between tradition and modernity. She is renowned for her rigid exterior and intense devotion to her family. As we investigate this startling assertion further, we'll look at the subtleties of royal hierarchy, Princess Diana's historical impact, and possible implications for the monarchy's future. An overview of the dynamics of the royal family. The British royal family has always fascinated the public, and it is made up of intricate relationships and generational rivalries. Princess Anne, Queen Elizabeth II's lone daughter, is central to this mystery. Known for her unpretentious manner, Anne has frequently put duty ahead of the comforts of royalty. In contrast to her brother King Charles III, who handles the spotlight with differing degrees of grace and diplomacy, Anne has concentrated on her ties to her family and her humanitarian endeavors. Camilla's trip, on the other hand, has been turbulent. Because of her previous relationship with Charles, when he was still married to Diana, she was formally seen as an outsider, and she has had to make a name for herself inside the monarchy. In addition to exposing personal rivalry, the interactions between these two powerful women provide a microcosm of the more significant conflict over duties and obligations inside the developing monarchical institution. Princess Diana's influence on public perceptions of the royal family. Princess Diana remains a prominent figure in the royal family's history, characterized by immense fame and substantial controversy. Her demeanor, empathy, and dedication to public service revolutionized the monarchy's public relations strategies. Diana's union with Charles initially seemed like a dream come true, but when her challenges with royal life surfaced, it became clear that she was more than just a princess. Instead, she was a source of courage and compassion. Diana and Camilla's relationship has frequently been depicted as adversarial, particularly considering Camilla's part in Diana's marriage disintegrating. Diana made remarks in public and through her clothing that spoke to a contemporary audience about her ideals and desire for a monarchy, not only for show. Diana continues to be a crucial yardstick by which the deeds and significance of both Anne and Camilla are evaluated, providing the public with a prism through which to see the changing dynamics of royal duty and acceptance. The statement's implications. Diana's dressmaker purportedly told Camilla that Princess Anne said, "You're not queen," has multiple levels of interpretation. Though it may appear straightforward, it may indicate power conflicts and acceptance dynamics, which could be a deeper issue inside the royal family. Being known for her honesty, Anne might have been expressing her support for the established monarchical system, which places a high value on titles and functions. These remarks might indicate a disregard for Camilla's perspective, particularly in light of her intense history with Diana. The phrase also highlights the scars from the royal drama involving Charles, Diana, and Camilla, implying that acceptance is still a barrier for some family members. This split sheds light on the divisions inside the organization. It reflects more extensive discussions in society about gender roles and authority, particularly as it relates to women's status in a patriarchal system like the monarchy. This comment highlights modern royalty's continuous difficulties in balancing past grievances with present realities as public curiosity develops. Anne's character and her royal responsibilities. Princess Anne's mannerisms contrast sharply to other royals' more refined diplomatic style. Recognized for her honesty and diligence, Anne has dedicated herself to multiple charitable causes and public appearances, gaining a standing as one of the most diligent royals. Some perceive her as a rebel, while others consider her a breath of new air because of her pragmatic approach, which frequently puts her at odds with the ornamental parts of royal duties. Anne has always put her responsibilities ahead of the demands of the public and over royal appearances. Her dedication to her work is exemplified by her strong personality, sometimes eclipsed by the more glamorous depictions of her relatives. Therefore, if her statement to Camilla is accurate, it should be seen as an insult and an expression of her long-held convictions about royal rank and responsibility. It also represents Anne's obligation to preserve her mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II, and her family's honor. The royal family's titles in their historical context. The British royal family's titles are significant, rooted in centuries of custom and etiquette. In addition to defining status, the royal family's internal relationships and public perception are shaped by the system of titles. For example, the term queen denotes power and respect, and is only applied to the current monarch and their royal consort. Camilla became the Duchess of Cornwall when she wed Charles, but her relationship with him and Diana has always cast a shadow over her title. Anne's purported remark might signify some royals' more profound unwillingness to acknowledge Camilla's position and title within the family. There are similarities between this circumstance and previous conflicts between royal family members due to responsibilities and functions that have fostered loyalty and discord. We must grasp this context to comprehensively analyze the significance of Anne's alleged comment and comprehend the intricate interplay between custom, individual feeling, and public perception that continues to influence current monarchs. Public view of Camilla. Since her union with King Charles III, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, has faced a problematic public image. At first, she is met with suspicion and disapproval, mainly because of her role in the breakup of Charles and Diana's marriage. Nevertheless, Camilla has made great efforts to change the public perception of herself. She's won several public segments throughout the years with her varied humanitarian initiatives focused on health, animal welfare, and reading. This metamorphosis represents the protracted process of acceptance that women in the royal family frequently go through. However, Diana's legacy continues to linger, affecting how many people view Camilla and her role in the monarchy. Some praise her responsibility and tenacity, but others are unimpressed and frequently compare her and Diana's compassionate and stylish legacy. Anne may perceive Camilla's sister-in-law as a reminder of unresolved issues and the weight of legacy within the royal family, further complicating their relationship. Media's effect on royal relationships. The way the British royal family is viewed has been greatly influenced by the media, which has tended to exacerbate already existing rivalries and alliances. The royal family has been under constant scrutiny since the rise of tabloid journalism, which amplifies even the tiniest exchanges and remarks. Anne's supposed remark to Camilla perfectly illustrates how dramatic and sensationalistic the media can be. The backdrop might be distorted by headlines, resulting in conjecture and opinions from the general public that might not accurately represent the family dynamics. Relationships have traditionally been strained by these constraints, which have forced royal members to either embrace or avoid public interaction. Members of the royal family are consequently frequently attentive to how the media interprets their behavior, which may affect how they interact with one another. For Anne, there could be a conflict between her dedication to authenticity and the performative elements that the media frequently requires. This complicated connection with the media sheds light on the monarchy's difficulties, as private feelings can inflame public debate and complicate familial dynamics. Tradition's place in the modern monarchy. In the British monarchy, tradition is essential, guiding ceremonial customs and intra-family relationships. The monarchy finds it difficult to uphold these customs while adjusting to contemporary expectations as society changes. Raised in these customs, Princess Anne is the epitome of how to honor the lengthy legacy of the royal family while still forging her own identity. On the other hand, discussions concerning how customs should be modified to remain relevant in modern society have been ignited by Camilla's acceptance as a duchess and her potential position as queen consort. The conflict between Camilla's more contemporary style and Anne's devotion to conventions highlights the conflicts within the royal family. This dynamic makes one wonder how the monarchy will hold up as public perceptions of gender, customs, and power change. Anne's purported comment raises the possibility that people are reluctant to accept change completely, underscoring the continuous conflict between upholding tradition and adapting to the demands of a modern monarchy. The royal family's future. The issue of future unity and leadership becomes more important as the British royal family negotiates new circumstances. The family is at a turning point in its history, with King Charles III now in power, and its future will be shaped by both its previous grievances and present circumstances. The public perception and internal coherence of the monarchy may be affected by the strained relationships, which are made worse by remarks like the one Princess Anne is reported to have made. With Anne's conventional stance and Camilla's changing views, especially as she takes on a more prominent role, the monarchy may find itself in a difficult balancing act. Further difficulties will include responding to the public's growing demand for relatability and transparency, in addition to resolving historical disputes. Maintaining the royal family's relevance in a world that is changing quickly will depend on their capacity to maintain harmony while handling internal strife. The way that the next generation of royals, Prince William and Kate Middleton, for example, handle these complex dynamics will probably have a lasting impact on the monarchy's future and public relations strategy. Historical insights. There are many lessons to be learned about handling interpersonal or institutional conflict from the history of the British royal family. Princess Anne's alleged remarks to Camilla come to light against a background of past rivalries and miscommunications that have frequently tarnished royal relationships. Throughout history, the monarchy has had internal and external civil unrest, forcing it to balance tradition with popular sentiment. The continuing story of Anne and Camilla is a reminder that unresolved matters can linger and come up again, resulting in miscommunications that jeopardize the institution's cohesiveness. The royal family must learn from its previous communication and conflict resolution blunders as it faces contemporary issues like the demand for relatability and authenticity. One cannot overstate the value of unity, particularly in the wake of public scandals and personal difficulties. The royal family can better prepare for upcoming challenges by reflecting on past conflicts and how they were resolved. This could result in a more peaceful monarchy that appeals to a modern audience. Personal relationships' effect on public image. The royal family's connections have a big influence on how the public perceives them. The public's perception of family members can be shaped by friendships and rivalries, which can affect how effectively they carry out their royal duties. For instance, the public's sympathy for each brother was influenced by the stark contrasts between the difficulties that followed their break and the brotherly bond between William and Harry. Similarly, rumors of competition or dissatisfaction between Anne and Camilla may influence public opinion and media narratives. The public's perception of these relationships is frequently one of drama and internal strife, which impacts popular acceptance of the monarchy as an institution. Turning a difficult personal dynamic into a more positive public persona can be vital to keeping the monarchy relevant. The royal family's stability is also impacted by how it manages relationships behind closed doors, affecting its capacity to win over a more discriminating public. Etiquette and royal protocols. The royal family's everyday lives are shaped by royal etiquette and tradition, which dictate everything from public appearances to private behavior. Although these laws may appear outdated at times, they are essential to preserving the monarchy's standing and power. The connections between royals are a prime example of the conflict between tradition and modernity. Princess Anne's public persona has always emphasized duty and responsibility, and following these protocols has been her defining characteristic. Camilla, on the other hand, has made an effort to modify and reframe these guidelines to suit her more modern position better. Examples like Anne's purported comment to Camilla demonstrate how family rules may turn into arenas for establishing power and credibility. Reconciling the importance of these customs with shifting public expectations will be essential to the royal family's ability to manage its public image and involvement as the monarchy changes. Princess Diana's legacy. Princess Diana's lasting influence still shapes the public's expectations of royal behavior and appearance. Her emphasis on family, candor about her challenges, and charitable activities left a lasting impression on people worldwide. In contrast, Camilla and Anne both stand for distinct facets of royal responsibility and public opinion. While Anne represents unwavering devotion to royal duties and customs, Camilla's path to acceptance highlights the difficulties of gaining royal status through a contentious relationship. Diana's legacy looms large, frequently acting as a standard by which the other ladies are judged. Being well-known individuals in their own right, Camilla and Anne have to deal with the intense emotional response that Diana's legacy generates, which affects how people perceive their words and deeds. To fully comprehend the wider ramifications of their relationships and individual positions within the royal family, it is imperative to understand their distinct trajectories within this framework. Doubting the significance of the monarchy. The British monarchy is frequently questioned about its continued applicability in contemporary culture. Royals like Anne and Camilla are expected to adapt to changing societal attitudes regarding respect for institutions. The monarchy is criticized for being an antiquated institution, especially in this era of accountability and openness. This conversation may exacerbate the difficulties exemplified by Anne's alleged remark to Camilla, since it illustrates the challenge of upholding a monarchical identity while responding to popular opinion. The task is to strike a balance between tradition and modernity, proving that the monarchy is flexible and can react to shifts in the community. A significant aspect of this discussion revolves around the royal family's capacity to portray sympathetic characters that exemplify modern values. They may better maintain their position in a social context that is constantly changing by making sure the public well receives their pledges. This will allay worries about their continued relevance and purpose. The importance of family bonds in royal life. Family ties play a vital role in royal life, impacting public opinion, allegiance, and behavior. Princess Anne's worldview and approach to duty have been formed by her close relationships with her personal family, which includes her late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her children. On the other hand, Camilla's assimilation into the family necessitates managing intricate familial relationships, especially those shaped by Diana's public opinion. When there is controversy, the strength of these family ties can act as a buffer, allowing the royal family to appear resilient and united. However, as shown by the continuing discussions about Prince Harry and the conflicts he encounters, rifts in these relationships can reveal weaknesses. Open communication about expectations, loyalty, and fortitude can improve links among royals and provide a mechanism to deal with outside demands while highlighting the importance of family loyalty within the framework of royal responsibilities. The function of modernization versus tradition in charity work. One of the main responsibilities of the monarchy is charity, which reflects the king's involvement in social issues. Princess Anne's conventional channels of communication have always revolved around well-known institutions, demonstrating her unwavering dedication to causes that will take time to develop. Her strategy, which reflects a current public character, contrasts with Camilla's more approachable and modern style. Even though both ladies are dedicated to philanthropy, there is a larger discussion regarding how the monarchy can effectively address urgent social challenges given their different approaches. To appeal to modern audiences, one must be able to modify tactics and solve problems of the present without losing the regal spirit. In order to keep the monarchy relevant in humanitarian endeavors, there is a growing emphasis on direct participation, transparency, and authenticity. The royal family's ability to strike a balance between modernity and tradition will be crucial in determining how they interact with the public and how they affect societal issues. The effects of royal life on people's psychologies. Although the psychological cost of living as a royal is sometimes disregarded, it affects how many family members behave and interact. Royals are subjected to a great deal of pressure, which can have a negative impact on one's interpersonal connections and mental health. For example, Princess Anne's plain demeanor may have resulted from her experiences as a princess balancing intense public scrutiny and familial expectations. In the meantime, Camilla's journey has required navigating strong public criticism and joining a family with a turbulent past. It is necessary to comprehend these psychological effects in order to appreciate the subtleties of royal relationships. The way in which royals handle these difficulties affects how they respond to each other and to public expectations. Examining mental health, adaptability, and individual coping strategies might illuminate aspects of life under the British monarchy that are frequently overlooked in conversations about public opinion and royal dynamics. Princess Anne's future position in the monarchy. Princess Anne's future role will become more important as the monarchy changes. Anne, who is well known for her commitment and strong work ethic, has made a name for herself in royal responsibilities by concentrating on a variety of charity organizations, particularly those that support youth development and equestrian sports. Because of her dedication to serving the people, Anne might play a crucial role in helping the royal family navigate changes as they adjust to contemporary concerns. When future royals must strike a balance between traditional and modern society's expectations, her uncomplicated demeanor and unwavering commitment to duty may serve as an example. King Charles III is in charge, but Anne's increasing role in upholding royal values could improve her reputation both inside the family and with the general public. Future generations may look to the monarchy for direction, and Anne's influence may be vital in determining that path, creating stability and presenting a contemporary ideal of royal service. Princess Anne as a voice of traditionalism in modern times. Princess Anne frequently speaks for tradition within the royal family, upholding principles that have characterized the British monarchy for many years. Her unpretentious demeanor and unwavering commitment to her tasks starkly contrast to the more progressive and occasionally contentious stories surrounding contemporary royal duties. The monarchy is stabilized by this traditionalist strategy, primarily when it deals with modern issues and shifting public opinion. Although Camilla has endeavored to modify and update her persona, Anne's devotion to traditions upholds a significant facet of her regal lineage. A traditional voice such as Anne's will be crucial in striking a balance between modernization and the timeless principles that have sustained the monarchy as it ushers in a new century under King Charles III. Recognizing the significance of this viewpoint highlights the ongoing value of tradition in a world that is changing quickly and gives the royal family's story more depth. The fashions of the royal family have cultural significance. The royal family's public relations strategy heavily relies on fashion, which has both historical and modern relevance. Princess Anne prioritizes utility over flamboyance in her wardrobe selections, which frequently reflect her practicality and dedication to traditional royal ideals. Camilla, on the other hand, has accepted fashion as a medium for contemporary expression and makes decisions that balance tradition and current trends. Every woman makes meaningful fashion decisions that impact the public's view and expectations of what constitutes appropriate royal clothing. Beyond mere aesthetics, their clothes have cultural value since they convey their identities and positions within the monarchy. High-profile occasions frequently serve as venues for both ladies to use their fashion choices to communicate important ideas, highlighting the distinction or unity inherent in their royal duties. Broader socioeconomic topics are reflected in fashion, which acts as a canvas for changing discourse on gender, power, and the place of the monarchy in modern society. Examining the possibility of future settlement. The possibility of Princess Anne and Camilla reconciling in the future is still a fascinating one, given the complexity of their relationships. The dynamics of royal life frequently call for cooperation and compromise, creating a climate that is supportive of unity even in the face of past conflicts. Both women are dedicated to the monarchy's prosperity, even though their attitudes to royal duties are different. This could provide a point of agreement and allow tensions to be resolved. Open communication, acceptance of the monarchy's common objectives, and regard for one another's duties could all be necessary to mend historical grievances. The royal family may become more appealing and relevant if it shows unity as it manages to change expectations and public scrutiny. Additionally, in the future, both women may have the chance to jointly express a popular vision for the monarchy, indicating development and resiliency within an institution more often associated with formality and hierarchy. Shifting power structures in royal residences. The dynamics of royal palaces change along with the royal family, reflecting changes in roles and responsibilities. Princess Anne, who is frequently regarded as the most independent of the royals, has mainly resided in her own homes, highlighting her independence. In contrast, Camilla now plays a more conventional role in the royal homes, frequently being involved in high-profile events held at Clarence House and Buckingham Palace. Public expectations for transparency and accessibility are raising concerns about how these dwellings are managed and used. Both women's living and working environments may be used as a microcosm of how they approach their different royal responsibilities. The topic of how these areas serve royal functions, represent stability, and reflect individual character becomes relevant as the monarchy adjusts to contemporary reality, bringing to light the intricacies of contemporary royal life. Global events' impact on royal responsibilities. International crises and social movements are two examples of global events that have a big impact on the royal family's obligations. Princess Anne views her charitable and humanitarian endeavors as a response to the problems of the modern world, frequently lining up with urgent international issues. As part of her job, Camilla has spoken out more about issues like domestic abuse and mental health, tying her advocacy with international discussions on mental health awareness. The contrast between their areas of interest highlights how the monarchy must change to meet the demands of a changing society and the reality of a globalized world. The way in which these women handle these obligations may strengthen or weaken the royal family's standing in the eyes of the public as a group dedicated to solving important contemporary problems. The mentorship function in royal family dynamics. Within the royal family, mentoring plays a subtle but significant role, especially as younger royals turn to older royals like Princess Anne and Camilla for leadership. Anne can perhaps serve as a mentor to younger family members, sharing her vast experience of royal obligations and offering advice on public participation and decorum. On the other hand, Camilla is an intriguing mentor due to her experience navigating modern royal life and her journey of acceptance, especially when it comes to public relations and personal branding. Better interactions at family get-togethers and public events may result from this mentoring dynamic, strengthening the royal family's unity. The unique viewpoints of each woman impart insightful lessons on fortitude, flexibility, and dedication to royal duty, qualities that will be crucial for future generations. The effects of charitable collaborations on the royal image. Establishing philanthropic collaborations is essential to protecting the royal family's image and building public relations. Princess Anne and Camilla are involved in a range of charity endeavors that speak to their individual passions as well as the needs of society at large. Camilla has actively supported organizations tackling social concerns, including literacy and domestic abuse, whereas Anne has a history of supporting conventional causes through her involvement in children's programs and equestrian activities. Through these interactions, they strengthen their personal brands and connect the monarchy to significant contributions to society. The success of these collaborations can impact public opinion toward the monarchy by demonstrating its continued relevance and dedication to the well-being of the populace. In addition to giving the women the chance to participate and show togetherness, collaborative philanthropic endeavors openly also represent common principles within the organization. Examining generational differences in royal views. Within the royal family, there are generational disparities that influence views on contemporary royalty and public participation. Princess Anne, a member of a previous generation, upholds customs and changes societal expectations. On the other hand, Camilla, who assumed her position later, negotiates the difficulties of contemporary royal responsibilities in the context of evolving social mores. This generational gap provides context for their engagement with modern problems. Additionally, it may result in different priorities for how they interact with the public, the media, and charity organizations. Gaining an understanding of different generational viewpoints helps to open a discussion on the monarchy's future by demonstrating how established institutions can change without sacrificing their essential principles. As these perspectives change, newer royal generations can use them as a model for developing their identities within the family. Public participation's significance in skill development. Royals can hone their leadership and communication skills through public engagements, which provide them with an invaluable platform. These encounters present Princess Anne and Camilla with chances for personal development in addition to obligations. Anne, who is renowned for her no-nonsense demeanor, exhibits competence and confidence on a variety of occasions, solidifying her image as a committed royal. In the meantime, Camilla's development in public appearances demonstrates her flexibility and improvement in handling criticism. Their positions within the royal family can be greatly impacted by the skills they acquire from these interactions. They can affect not only how people see them, but also their capacity to take the lead, encourage charitable giving, and engage the public on important subjects. These abilities are essential in a time when people expect royals to be more approachable and genuine. Personal narratives function in royal storytelling. Within the royal family, personal narratives are a potent storytelling tool that influences public opinion and participation. The public's response to Princess Anne and Camilla's story varies, which affects how well-liked they are by different audiences. By emphasizing a commitment to duty and a simple demeanor, Anne's story makes her seem both royal and approachable to the general public. Through her advocacy work, Camilla's story, which was first clouded by controversy, has been elevated to the level of compassion and relevance. By revealing these intimate stories, the monarchy may establish a stronger bond with the populace, humanizing the establishment and proving that even royals face difficulties. It will be essential for them to continue navigating their duties to comprehend the power of storytelling in order to maintain the monarchy's relevance and relatability. Cultural representation's significance in royal duties. The importance of cultural representation in royal tasks grows as the monarchy navigates modern times. Through their involvement in many causes and events, Princess Anne and Camilla have the chance to discuss diversity and representation. It might be necessary for Anne to modify her long-standing emphasis on equestrianism and historical events in favor of more inclusive programs that appeal to a wider range of people. In the meantime, Camilla's support of women's and mental health causes enables her to interact with a variety of populations, demonstrating the monarchy's dedication to inclusivity. The story of the royal family can be reshaped by acknowledging and addressing cultural representation, which will enable the family to connect with modern societal ideals and project a more inclusive picture of the institution. In a varied modern culture, the monarchy's ability to adapt to cultural changes will be crucial to its continued relevance. Examining the development of royal responsibilities throughout history. The development of royal obligations indicates important changes in the monarchy's relationship to society. It is now expected of royals like Anne and Camilla to make a more proactive stance when it comes to social concerns and charities, in line with historical expectations. Camilla's attention to social concerns, such as domestic abuse and mental health, is in contrast to Anne's conventional and long-standing concentration on equestrianism and community work. This shift is a reflection of larger cultural shifts and the desire for the monarchy to be in line with modern ideals. Seeing this development in royal tasks emphasizes how important it is to adapt while upholding fundamental royal values. In a world where things change constantly, the royal family's capacity to handle these changes will determine its continued significance. Techniques for fostering harmony throughout the royal family. Sustaining the royal family's integrity and public appeal requires fostering harmony inside the family. Shared public activities, cooperative projects, and open communication are some of the strategies for cultivating this togetherness. Family members may become more devoted to and cohesive as a result of Princess Anne's dedication to portraying the monarchy with dignity, while Camilla's contemporary style may promote inclusive conversations regarding royal duties. Participating together in charitable events can show support and show how strong family bonds can be, even in the face of personal conflict. The royal family may strengthen its collective identity and show the public a more united face, while also increasing support for the institution as a whole by concentrating on similar aims and ideals. Media education for contemporary royals. Media training has grown to be a crucial part of royal life, assisting current royals in successfully navigating expectations and public criticism. Princess Anne and Camilla can both profit from specialized media training courses meant to improve their public relations and communications abilities in light of the most recent developments. Royals who receive this training can better manage public views while proactively communicating their messages with clarity. Understanding the subtleties of social media and digital communication is essential as the media landscape changes. Both women may be empowered to express their values through effective media training, which also addresses the difficulties that come with their roles. They may play a more transparent and public-facing role inside the monarchy as they adjust to contemporary communication techniques. Monarchies around the world. The British monarchy is part of a larger global monarchy which deals with different difficulties and public expectations. Princess Anne and Camilla may learn a lot from watching another monarchy, such as those in Scandinavia or Japan, how they manage their responsibilities. Many contemporary monarchs retain traditions while embracing openness, participation, and generosity in order to respond to public opinions successfully. By examining these tactics, the British monarchy might be motivated to modify its methods in order to maintain their relevance and dignity. The changing face of monarchy around the world sparks debates about what contemporary royalty ought to represent and fosters conversations about continuity, identity, and purpose. The British royal family can benefit from other people's experiences as it forges ahead in a world that is changing quickly.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon